I have been many people, some saying too many. Today I'm opening a vault, a deeply unsettling vault, one that contains phases so powerful, so confusing, so criminally unserious that they've been locked away for years. From minor offenses like baddie and to my criminal offenses like the visco phase. And for some reason, every person that I ever talked to in my entire life is surprised by the amount of phases that I ever had. For some reason, I've tried like every single one, and people think it's really weird and funny and hilarious, and so do I. But for too long, I have been afraid of letting these secrets out of the closet. But it's time for a little exposure therapy. Today, I will be breaking down every single phase I ever had and ranking them on a scale of my creation. Number 1, serve heard across nations. This is the S tier. It is the very best of the best. Beautiful, baddie, gorgeous, amazing. Love it to this day. Next is 2, diva in training. Okay, yes, you ate that up, but I can't give you that top spot. I'm sorry, you're just not good enough. And number 3, auditioned but did not book the role. This one is okay, I see the vision, but it's still not correlating, and I don't really understand why this needed to happen. Next is 4, I recommend a therapist. This aged really, really bad, but I'll give you a pass. It's not the worst. And then the final, apologize. This is the very worst of the worst. F tier. Horrible. Never want to see it again. Now, we're going to be breaking this all down. Even the stuff from COVID. The very worst years of my life. Also, if you see me looking down, I'm looking at my computer because I'm doing the tier list as we speak. So, starting off strong with my Harley Quinn phase. I know. This was grade 7. Suicide Squad was in theaters, and I thought that I had creative vision. I literally thought I was Margot Robbie, apparently. I wore fishnets, smeared red lipstick, and a fake leather jacket that squeaked when I moved. And this escalated from me wanting to dress like Harley Quinn once for Halloween, and it eventually evolved into me dressing like this every day for school. I know. This one haunted me for a while because everybody at school kind of knew me as the Harley Quinn girl. And I have to show you musically from this time because I did, in fact, I think this was like 2016, 2017, did make musicallys at this time, and oh, they are gold. So. I'm actually so embarrassed. Alright, so for the Harley Quinn phase, I'm going to put that in apologize just for those musicallys, okay? That was actually atrocious and horrible, and honestly, no kidding, everybody was making fun of me in middle school. Holy. My next one is my fake skater phase, and oh boy, this one's good. This one's real good. I owned like a single Thrasher hoodie. That's it. I could definitely not do tricks on a skateboard. I don't even think I could ride a skateboard without like immediately falling off. At the time, I don't know why like Thrasher and Zoomies and like Vans and checkered Vans were in, okay? Beanies. And what's hilarious is at the time I met my boyfriend, who I met in grade 9, like the first week of grade 9, and he was kind of like skater boy, and I remember just being so obsessed with him that I thought like I needed to like really learn how to ollie just so that he would date me. And I'd never learned how to ollie, but he did become my boyfriend, so I guess he didn't just date me for my skateboarding skills, okay? Anyways, for the skateboarding phase, I'm going to put that in I recommend a therapist, because she's not the worst, but oh my god, is it bad? Because ultimate poser, you know? Like, the least I could do was actually ride a skateboard, and I honestly don't think I had any interest in that. Number 3 is one of my shortest lived phases, but honestly very fun for the books, was my visco girl phase, okay? This phase was directly after middle school. It was 2019. Everybody was really into visco. What a time to be alive. It consisted of me owning every single color of the rainbow in scrunchies and putting on way too much blush and then using those like weird ass Snapchat filters that said like, you a snack. I don't think this phase lasted me long enough to buy a puka shell necklace or metal straws, but we sure were close, okay? I'm lucky I got saved by the next phase because that would have been really embarrassing. But I did have like 55 scrunchies in my drawer that I had no idea what to do with. Alright, so I'm gonna put my visco phase in audition but did not book the role. Okay, I'm putting her there because honestly this wasn't horrible. I didn't go full-fledged into the trend, but yeah, not too bad. So I'm gonna put that in audition but did not book the role. My next one was my grade 9 degenerate high school phase, and listen, this one might have been the worst one. This was fresh grade 9, fresh high school. And it was my first rebellious phase. And honestly, it was because of the people I was hanging out with in high school. But I just was so annoying. I listened to like SoundCloud rappers and like threw up middle fingers and like fake gang signs to any camera that was pointed my way. Okay, don't even. Okay, I'm sorry. I apologize for these crimes. Picture this, okay? 14-year-old me, like freshly 14, by the way, hanging out with this 21-year-old guy who dealed and he was sitting in this Go Station box with me and the rest of my friends, okay? And we're all like partaking in the devil's lettuce. And out of the corner of my eye, I see this light flashing, and then I hear police, and we're all whip our heads around, and there are 2 police. They're just staring at us all partaking. Okay, I'm so scared. I am so scared. This is my first time like encountering a cop ever. So I beg this officer to let me go. Keep in mind, absolutely out of my mind here. I tell this officer, please, I have to go to the Tim Hortons. My dad is picking me up. And so he lets me go and ends up arresting this 21-year-old guy. And it was terrifying. COVID kind of interrupted this phase. And honestly, thank God for COVID because I would have went down the weirdest phase. So I'm going to put this in apologize because I hate this phase. Trying to pretend to be someone I was not. All right. My next phase is, COVID. The COVID phase is a umbrella term. My first COVID phase was alt TikTok phase. I wore fishnets under jeans. I kind of dressed like an e-boy from 2019. And this one, I'm going to put, I recommend a therapist because I honestly was only doing that because it was popular on TikTok at the time, and I didn't even like the style. I swear I was brainwashed. And then a week later, it was my first attempt at 80s. And notice how I kind of have 80s going on right now. Yeah, well, this wasn't that, okay? And for this one, since I love the 80s, I have to put it in audition but did not book the role, okay? Because she had the right idea, just the very, very wrong execution, because what the hell is that? What is going on with my bangs in that picture? What's with the makeup? Like, okay, my third was my overlining phase, okay? And I don't know where this stemmed from. The problem is I thought it was good, okay? I thought no one is going to be able to spot this one. So for this one, I'm going to put it and apologize because this one makes me laugh. Look at that picture. Who? My next phase is called the bleached hair indie phase. This was one of the last bad phases that I had. For this one, I'm gonna put diva in training because she honestly was really cute and I liked this style and cute. Alright, next is my Harry Potter Draco Talk shifting phase. And this was going on kind of the entire time, basically all of 2020, and I fully believed it would work. I made playlists, I made scripts, I drank so much water, I counted to 1,000, I would lay in a starfish position. Man, there was so many things that I did to try to shift. And I have some Como se dice gems. I have not shown anybody photoshopped me and Draco Malfoy together. God forbid a girl has dreams, okay? Now for this phase, I'm gonna put this in I recommend a therapist because I actually do recommend a therapist for me here. I was obviously very, very mentally ill from the times of COVID and I needed to talk to somebody. My next phase is one of my favorite phases that I ever had, which is my hippie phase. I bought crystals, I saged things, I talked about Mercury retrograde like a NASA scientist, but I was still drinking Starbucks refreshers and yelling at my brother. So not exactly the inner peace, but I sure had the look of inner peace, okay? I loved this phase. I thought it was so cute. This was freshly off my dyed hair phase. I used to throw my hair up in messy buns, just wear so much jewelry, flowy skirts, lots of makeup. Honestly, everything just kind of came together at this time. It was either like the hippie phase, the 70s phase, or the 80s phase that I always kind of find myself coming back to. I'm honestly gonna put this in Serve Heard Across Nations because it was such a good phase. Like, honestly, I had such a blast. I was starting to like find out what I really liked. I'll put that in the top spot. My least favorite era is called the Great Depression. I cut off all my beautiful hair and dyed it black. Why? Who knows? I told everybody that this hair was a fresh start and that I needed a bob. But everyone around me seemed to know what it was, okay? The energy of this era was just broke up with someone that I never actually was dating, and it was a really dark time for me. So for this phase, I'm gonna put it in absolutely 100% apologize. I never ever want to look at pictures from this time. Anyways, absolutely apologize, appalled, horrible, hate you, hate you, hate you. My next phase is my modeling phase. So, funny story, I got scammed out of like $5,000 in this phase. I was convinced that I wanted to be a model during this phase, and I decided to go get my photos professionally done by this agency, and they ended up scamming me out of like $5,000. We don't talk about it. And to make matters worse, I hate these photos. Like, my hair was just starting to grow back from the Great Depression incident, and I decided to throw it all into modeling. Okay. This one, she literally auditioned but did not book the role. Instead, she got scammed out of $5,000. My next phase was the closest thing I ever got to a baddie phase. I have an ex-best friend that was just always in a full beat during grade 12. Full beat, giant lashes. Anyways, her kind of style ended up like rubbing off on me in grade 12, and I ended up deciding that I needed to become a baddie just like her. I wore bodycon dresses and captioned my Instagram posts with Drake lyrics and things like "she knows." In fact, she didn't know because she was failing math. I wore giant lashes and dressed way too old for my age, but it was needed. It was fun. I mean, I looked good. Like, she was cute. I will put baddie phase in diva in training. She tried. She really tried. And my next phase is my tennis phase. Okay, happened last year. I watched Challengers and I got really into tennis. Me and my best friend went and bought tennis skirts from Aritzia for like $1,000 each. And we decided that we were going to just like become professional tennis players. And I used to go out and I used to play tennis like every single day. I'll give points because me and my boyfriend still really love tennis and we play it like every week. I thought I was going to be the next prodigy, and it was all because I saw Zendaya. I'm going to give this phase a diva in training because she was active, she was happy, she was doing her thing, and I respect that. And my last and final phase is called the 80s / me now phase. This is my current phase that I'm going through right now. I honestly don't think this phase will phase out. I've always really, really loved it. So we made it. Yes. So for this phase, I'm of course gonna put it in serve Heard Across Nations. Are you kidding? I'm honestly so happy with where I'm at right now. I love it. Wanted to give a shout out to all my honorable mention phases that I didn't put in here because they were just too small to fit in. My Wattpad author phase, when I ended up writing a full series on Wattpad and a bunch of fanfic. The last but not least is my Chloe Ting's COVID bedroom workout phase. Horrible for my self-image, but hey, we got through it, didn't we? Anyways, if you've made it to the end, congrats, you've made it through my very own psychological thriller. Thank you for joining me on this archaeological dig that nobody asked for. In conclusion, life is short. My phases were plenty, and if anybody ever asks about that Harley Quinn phase, I was possessed. Case closed. Anyways, I'm Isabella. Thank you for watching and joining me today. If you liked today's video, you should hit that like button because it really helps me out. And if you had fun this week, you should subscribe because I guarantee you'll have fun next week because I do post weekly every single Monday. Anyways, love ya. Great to see ya. And I'll see you next week. Bye.